you?
Hi everybody, I'm so glad to be back and be back with you, even though I was showing you last week where I was.
Yes.
And
So
I
you all
was,
should know.
yeah, I was in Amsterdam and we were talking about skin projects, and I had a really wonderful time in Amsterdam, seeing a lot of family and treating a lot of family. And at one point my father had a hip project and he couldn't even walk at all. So I gave him this special hip flow that you all know about with the toes, and the next day he was fine. So it's really how powerful Jinshin is when you practice. So just again, get your hands on anybody you love, anybody you like, and just practice the art always.
Yes, make sure you like them if you want to practice on them. Yeah, that video is great. I love the canals.
The canals are so beautiful, and so every time I'm going to go back in November, and just then I will do a special event for the community in Holland, because we have a fairly large community there, and so I'll make sure that we plan a day then.
Yeah.
In November.
Yeah, so
Maybe
take note. Oh, that would be amazing. I love Holland. I had a great time in Amsterdam when I was there like 7 years ago. So yeah, let us know where you're tuning in from. We love getting to see how global our community is. Yeah, hi Radha from India. Yeah, we're here in New York. It is very hot. And today we are discussing sore throats. So this can be a sore throat that you are actually already experiencing, or like I was mentioning to Alexis this morning, I don't know if it's a sore throat, but I feel a slight, like, you know those slight tickles of something coming on. And
since COVID is on the rise again, it's very helpful to have this handy. And as you know, you can practice the first step of the flow or do the whole thing. But this could be good for what Lola says, when it comes on or when you have a full-blown sore throat. But you can actually avoid it. As soon as you practice this flow, you can avoid getting a full-blown sore throat. So
right, and that's what's so beautiful about this, and what usually is the difference between Eastern and Western medicine is, a lot of this is prevention. Of course, you can treat things, once you have it, but the idea being let's be up to speed, up to par before we're in it. We want to stay healthy and have our energy harmonized so we can do what we need to do in this life. And for those of you who have Healing at Your Fingertips, on page 82, you will see the illustration and quickie for sore throat. And
I already started, so everybody just join me along in opening up our waistline and holding the 19s. Sore throat is above the waist, so we want to create an escape route by opening up the waistline to allow for the energy to descend. So we'll start with holding the 19s.
Hi, Marie.
You can bring your thumbs right into the 19, right there, and wrap your fingers around, or you can wrap your fingers right onto the 19. The 19 is located right here on the thumb side.
I saw quickly Joy said how to get the book. If you want to get Healing at Your Fingertips, I can put a link below after we finish, but quickly search on Amazon. You can get it delivered tomorrow.
Yes, so holding the 19s to open up the waistline, just getting into the breath. Breath is always here for us. And there's nothing to do really, because when you practice Jinshin, the breath will just come automatically. That's one of the beauties of it, is that there's nothing to do. It's going to happen.
What a relief. Because so much of our day-to-day is you have to do so much.
Right. You're practicing your Jinshin, the breath is going to happen. So when you give someone a session, you can watch for that. Even if they're not initially fully breathing from their belly, you see that once you continue giving the session, that all of a sudden the receiver becomes the breath. And that is a really nice thing to see. It's going to happen sooner or later during a session, or when you work on yourself, same thing.
That's beautiful.
And so I'm going to look at the small intestine flow, which is in the core, and it's also in the art of Jinshin. And I'm just going to show you the flow pattern here. And you can see how the energy moves through the throat. And
also you can find the core even on Amazon or from our website.
Lola worked very hard to get everything on Amazon, so it's very easy for you to pick up all our materials on Amazon. So after you're opening up the 19s, you can go to your 11s, and you stay on 11 and the opposite 13. 11 and opposite 13. So if you have a sore throat waiting in the wings, then one of your 13s is going to be tender, a little painful. So see which side that is for you, and then place your other hand on the 11. So small intestine, large intestine, umbilicus, they all cross through T1, thoracic vertebrae 1. And so 11 is a very powerful and important safety energy locations, because all of the flows move through the 11s, really. The toe flows, and you don't even need to know all of it. Once you're holding it, it's just going to happen. All right? So I think Lola and I are on the same side now.
Yeah. I love the 11s.
Yeah, so this is a quick hold to harmonize sore throat. So you can just practice this, and you can stay on this hold for even 20 minutes if you have a sore throat, and then you can do the other side.
Ooh, that 11 also.
That's 11 also. So as you're holding this and it's going to open up, then you find that this side may be tighter. So sometimes I just open up the first step and then do the flow on the other side, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because our body adjusts so quickly.
It does.
When we're practicing Jinshin. So now, actually, I do like to stay on this side. The season of the small intestine flow is summer. So this is a very good time to practice small intestine. And it peaks between 2 and 4 p.m. So if you are a person who gets tired at that time, or if you get a fever in the afternoon, then look at small intestine. If you have a project like that going on, then you want to do this flow. At this time is great. You don't need to do it between 2 and 4 p.m. because it's already taking its peak. You kind of want to give it this push before it. Give it the energy before, so that it can truly peak at that time. Small intestine is a descending flow, and it also moves through the forehead, so it's also good for headaches. Yeah, you were talking about your roommate. As I'm looking at this, she had a headache right here, and small intestine crosses, you see, through the forehead. I'm just going to show it just one more time. You see how it crosses through the forehead, so this is powerful for frontal headaches as well. And since it's a descending flow, it helps to bring the energy down. A quick hold is the little finger. So for sore throats, again, holding the little finger is dynamic too. So I hope you're practicing along with us, because Jinshin will only help if you practice it. So just looking at us is not good enough.
Right.
So get your hands active. And that's why we're hanging out. I'm hanging out on these safety energy locations for a while. So by now, this 13, if it was sensitive at all, it probably is open by now. Or at least see if it transformed, if it changed. We're always looking for the change in our body. And it changes so quickly, so why can't we harmonize disease? You know, we can change our body. It opens up very quickly once the energy starts to move.
Yeah.
And mind you, my father is not necessarily a big believer. So when he could walk, The next day he was
Right. He was like, oh.
he wanted to have another session just to make sure he could walk the following day, and he did. So yeah, it's great.
That's beautiful.
Practicing on your family is so interesting because it comes with a lot of other, stuff and feelings and all of that. And to then not be attached, right?
Right.
Still stay in tune with that seventh depth energy, the universal energy, instead of practicing with your ego.
Yes.
Right?
I was just going to say, yeah. The ego that like wants it to be, or have them have this
going for
reaction.
result.
Yeah.
And that's hard sometimes with family or people that you know well.
Of course, right.
The way I get back into that is through the breath. I make sure that I am breathing myself, which is also very important. And then we're going to take the hand from the 13. We're going to take it to the opposite one. One is on the inside of the knee. Lola, do you want to show?
So opposite from
the 13.
Yeah.
You go to the opposite one. Yeah, it's right in here. And one, it can be a little bit different on everybody. It can be more closer to the knee, or it can be closer on the inside. Right there. This feels good to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right in the joint. So the actual flow moves through the throat, and that's why it's gonna resolve throat projects. So when you have a project, you can always look at the flow pattern, find the flow pattern where the project is located, and then do that flow. So that will help on one level. It helps to clear that pathway. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's again a unique way of looking at how to treat things, right? Rather than just like doing something that's like maybe we're just like holding our throat.
Exactly. Yeah, as I was saying, for your roommate again, she had a frontal headache. You want to bring the energy down. Just holding the 20 is not going to resolve it.
Right. So. And I was like, yeah, of course.
Small intestine is also very helpful for the ears because it moves through the ear. And so when you see children cry or on an airplane when they have painful ears, or for you as adults, my children sometimes have that. Their father had it, so it's a genetic component there. But I always had them hold their little fingers. The little fingers helps to open up the ears and makes it pop. And then the last step is holding SEL7, which is the tip of the toe, the pad of the toe here. Thank you, Lola. So you can sandwich the toe, go to the pad, and then go all the way right here to the tip. Sandwich it like this, or stay on the pad of the toe. The pad of the toe is SEL7, and SEL7 means perfect life power. So it's really a wonderful safety energy location. And sometimes you feel a little indentation in that SEL7, not on you, but if you hold it then it will fill up very quickly. And so we're always looking for the details in these safety energy locations, and they're all telling us a story.
Right, yeah.
SEL7 is a wonderful way to end the session because it brings the energy down. So again, holding SEL7, if you have a headache, it will bring the energy down, harmonizing the head and anything above the chest. We can always think this way. If there's a project above the waist, we want to bring it down. If there's a project below the waist, we want to bring it up. Always thinking about this descending and ascending energy, getting this cycle of exhaling and inhaling to happen. And so that's what happens automatically when we practice the art of Jinshin. So I'll just quickly review on the other side. So we hold 11 and opposite 13.
Oh yeah, this feels so much more open.
Yeah, so you can go back and forth, and keeping our 11s open is so very important.
Wow, yeah.
The attitude of this flow is trying to. This flow is on the level of depth 5, which has to do with our skeletal system. So this helps our skeletal system as well. Flow opening up to 19s.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Opening up to 19s, and then you go right into it.
Yeah.
So enjoy and use this, share it with everybody, and
yeah, and again, you can see how the core, it's something that of course was designed for practitioners to practice on someone else, but you really can adjust it for self-help.
Yes, it's for everyone.
Got interrupted. Okay, let us all know if you can still hear us, see us. And I just want to share a quick announcement. We have a promotion running right now for our curriculum. It ends today at midnight. So if you're on our newsletter mailing list, you would have received this. And if not, you can go to our website and subscribe for our newsletters. We're offering 10% off the whole curriculum, which already is at a discounted rate for the whole package. And the whole thing is self-contained. So we send you the materials, and then you can work through the materials, the learning, the online courses and webinars at your own pace, and then go through, the final steps with like Alexis and the test to become certified. So if you have been like weighing it, like, is this the time? Is it not? Like, this would be the ideal moment. And if you know someone who's maybe thinking of that, whether they already have a practice, maybe they are a massage therapist, a Reiki practitioner, or they just want to start stepping into the realm of healing, this is a perfect way to do so. And if you have questions about it, you can always reach out, lola@jinshininstitute.com. But
thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll put that link below, and I'll share the code for it, which again goes through the end of the day. So take a look, and thank you all for joining us. We love doing this with all of you. You all make this possible. We love our growing, thriving community here. So
keep practicing.
Yes. Pretty ladies. Great class. You're welcome. Yeah, keep practicing. Use your breath.